Hi girls, this video is going to explain a little bit about the second big event in Exodus. So we've already talked about the first big event in Exodus, the Exodus itself, and the giving of the law to the people, or otherwise known as the Ten Commandments, is the second big theophany in Exodus and the second big event. I'll be joined for this video explanation by the Kator kids. Say hi, kids.
Hi, kids. Hi,
okay,
kids.
Good enough. Let's go. So after escaping slavery in Egypt, the Hebrews didn't get to the promised land right away. Exodus tells us that they wandered for 40 years. And remember, that should be one of the trigger numbers for you, that 40 means a long time and their faithfulness was being tested. So think, how was their faithfulness being tested? They wandered around the desert. And even though they grumbled at times, so acted like sophomores on a Monday morning, for example, Yahweh still provided for them. At this point in the video, I want you to stop the video and check out these four passages in Exodus. Exodus chapter 16, Exodus chapter 17, verses 1 through 6, Exodus chapter 17, verses 8 through 13, and Exodus chapter 20. And on this panel, just jot down four of the different ways that God provided for the Hebrews when they were in the desert. Have you found those four passages? If not, pause the video and go back. If you have, awesome! You can see the different ways that God provided for the Israelites in the desert. Let's talk about one more way. So in class, we've discussed the difference between contracts and covenants and how this relationship between God and the Israelites is really a covenant relationship. But at this point in the story, Moses is given the opportunity to make this relationship a little more concrete, pun intended. So he goes up to Mount Sinai, so another important event that happens on a mountain, and has another theophany, just like the burning bush. He has this experience or encounter with God. And this story is so important. We get a telling of it once in Exodus and then again in Deuteronomy. And Moses is given what is traditionally known as the Decalogue, or the Ten Commandments. And the Ten Commandments are really the heart of the entire Jewish law. And Judaism is a religion that is centered around the law. So, if you kind of think about a big umbrella and it all gets funneled down, summarized by the Ten Commandments, and those commandments get summarized by the Shema, that prayer summing everything up. But the Ten Commandments are the heart of the law and thus the heart of the Jewish religion. So after these 10 commandments, there are 3 different chapters of law that follow the 10 commandments. Different laws about, what to do if your neighbor's cattle falls into your well. Just different laws that would let the people kind of go to be able to live together. And these are called, in the Jewish tradition, mitzvot. And the tradition was that there were 365 negative laws, so, traditionally one for every day of the year, so don't do this, and 248 positive laws, do this. And that number roughly corresponded to the number of bones in the male body, so that's just tradition. And another important point about the law. A lot of times we tend to think of laws as a burden because they limit us in some way, but it's really important to note that the Israelites did not view the law this way. They were happy to receive the law because they were finally able to show God how much they loved God. So imagine if you were writing a paper for a class and your teacher gave you absolutely no direction, but just said, this paper is going to be your entire grade, turn it in. And that would probably make you feel pretty anxious because you wouldn't be sure exactly what you needed to do, exactly what this teacher was looking for, exactly how to go about doing that. At this point, the Israelites kind of felt like that with their God. They knew they loved God and they wanted to show God that, but they really didn't have any idea about exactly how exactly they were supposed to do that. So the commandments and the rest of the law gave them an opportunity to say, "Yay, God, we love you."
God, we love you. I love you.
All right, girls. Now, at this point, you have some blank panels in your notes. Please open up to Exodus and copy the 10 Commandments into your notes. We'll pick up our discussion in class.